Morning, guys. Alan, Brayton, Pierre Boysen. Good afternoon, good morning, more like. The habit of saying good afternoon on live stream for you guys is pretty normal now. All right, I'm going to be looking at gold buys, guys. Uh, Orders going to be jumping in. Yeah, we're going to above that high there. Damn it, it's going to be quick. Okay, orders in. I'm going to adjust this now. Stop underneath there. The high of this candle is 229.40, so I want 229.70 is my entry. $229, that's near enough. Right. Let's just pull this down a little bit. Look left. Okay, let's just going to bring my target down a little. The old drag and drop function doesn't seem to be working too well today. There we go. Bring that down there. All right, let's get partial TPs in. We'll give 20 points as the last candle was quite a chunky move. But yeah, we can see across this structure here, this candle broke through that level. And we've had a wick down now. We're looking for the price to then break through that high and then push on and go to fill the previous structure highs. Kirsch and Govender, how we doing? Islamic videos, good morning. R range, good morning. Famani FX, good morning. Ben, good morning. Sunnyside, good morning. Vic Snazzle, morning, mate. So I've got buys on gold at the minute. I'm just going to have a look at other charts. DAX is actually quite interesting. So if we look at the DAX, so wick down, breaking yesterday's high. So we should be looking, buyers should be for more upside to go and fill the daily range. Daily range is all the way up to here. So it's a big old move. We're coming into what we call the seasonal period, Santa rally. So 4 hour, we're seeing price having a little sell off at the minute. Gold's all right, it's just dropping at the minute, so we've got nothing to worry about. This candle's still live, so I can't take this as resistance yet. 30-minute. Okay, so we've had resistance form here, and we're having a pullback. So what I'll be looking for is either a breakout of this level for price to continue to push higher, or I'm going to wait for price to drop lower, a minimum of 2 downrange bearish candles, and then look for a buyer candle, and we can look for a BPC. So that's the state of play on gold and DAX this morning. So BPC from somewhere down here will break out above 23,940. We've got buy orders in on gold. It is a pending order. So yeah, Fridays. Yeah, I don't normally do live streams on a Friday morning. It's normally a day of rest for me. Ryan Martin, good morning. Yeah, live streams are predominantly US Open. So we do 1 o'clock till 2:30. Garth, good morning. Suleimani, good morning. Whereabouts you guys registering from today? What part of the world are you based? Morning, Adam, Mansour, J J6956. Good morning. So we've got pending order on gold at the minute, and DAX we're interested in more upside, but we've got to wait for a close above 23,935, something like that. Mr. Liam, good morning, mate. DAX buyers are interesting. Kaylin, good morning. Pepe, good morning. Kong, good morning. Yeah, early today. It's because I don't do a members one on a Friday morning, so and I got a relatively early night last night. So I thought, why not? Why not see if I can finish the week strong? Hmm. All right, yeah. So nothing has triggered yet, as you can see. Gold, I'll be doing the same thing as what I just referred to on the DAX, which is we've got a breakout order pending above the high of the 30-minute candle. If this doesn't trigger and we're left with an inside candle, I'll leave the order for the next 30-minute candle, and that's fine. But if the next 30-minute candle after this one closes and gives us a new low, then we'll cancel the order and we'll look for a BPC trade. What pending order do we have? So it's a buy stop on gold above the 30-minute bullish candle. Buy stop on gold above the 30-minute bullish candle. And then I've got a 20 pip first target. I'm going to buy from 41.87 from yesterday. I think it might go to 4,300 today. Okay. So what's your plan, Dimitar? Do you do curry? Do you do curry? Sorry, somebody just do you scale out? Um, do you secure profits? Do you lock in profits? Do you because look, being in a buy from 41.87, you're now currently at what? $38. So in my world, because I trade at fixed lot sizing, that'd be a massive trade. And you're coming into a news day that could send gold all over the place, and you could hand a load of that profit back. It could go to 4,300, but it could go to 4,100. And you got to ask yourself, does the profit on the table that you have mean more to you than a loss? So I'm the type of trader that would always, yeah, but look, okay, I understand you've done 0.02 and you want £50, but that could also go to zero. So because you've got zero point 0.2, that you've got two options. One is you can choose price action to manage your stops. So let's have a look at it on the hourly. So you've bought from pretty much down here, right? So you've looked at, I don't know, maybe I don't see an entry of this time frame unless you've just bought down at this support area. You bought blind. That's your prerogative. I have no idea. But you're asking it to break through this area, and then to break through this area, and to effectively run up into new highs just so you get £50. So I'd be like, right, well, if price gets to, I mean, I'd be taking half off now, so I'd be closing 0.01 if it was me. Um, I'd have done it prior to that, somewhere in this area. And then it's how you manage it after that. You're willing to risk all the profit. Okay, fair play. Now is that is that greed talking or is that common sense talking? Because the two biggest killers of trading accounts are greed and fear. So one person might be just thinking the market's going to go to the moon, and the other person is fear of loss or fear that they're going to lose the money, so they keep closing the trades, never let anything run. Whereas what you want to have is a systematic approach where you don't care what the hell's going on in the marketplace. You just have rules based on what you see on the chart, and you move your stop loss and you'll close your profits based on rules. That will see you in good shape because you're not acting on dopamine kicks, so you're not acting on fear and greed. You're acting based on rules, and sometimes you get big wins, sometimes you just get little wins. Uh, yeah. So uh, Tino's journal. The advice I've just given Dimitar is very, very similar. He's in a buy from 41.87, so a little bit before you. So I'd be closing, I'd be taking profit off the table and making sure there's no risk on the table. And then it's up to you how you want to do it. I mean, as you can see, my TPs, and if you watch any of my live streams, um, I'm always taking money off the table because even in linear moves where it goes one direction, there's always pullbacks and corrections. So it just means that I can take another trade later on. I'd rather take money off the table because once it's in, it's in. You don't know what the next move is going to be. The way to make seven figures is to let positions run. We'll see. Everyone has their own. Forgot to say that one was from 41.90. That's all right. There'll be. Can you buy now? Look, guys, you can buy whenever you want. It's just what's the process to you buying? If if you're buying now because you just want to buy because you think it's going to go higher, or you've heard whispers that it's going to 4,300, that's no reason for me to buy. I've got to buy stop above the highs because Market's broken out of structure. It's closed bullish, and the next candle's wicking down. That's it. Breakout, pullback, buy above the highs. That's my process. And it either happens or it doesn't. If it doesn't happen, I cancel the order. Mm, mm. Well, what's my RR? Mm, well, it varies. It'd be about anywhere between 0.7 and 1. So it'd be about 0.7 and 1. Uh, so on that basis, I shared stats the other day in my free channel, and was 81.5% success rate, average hold time 21 minutes, uh, drawdown of 3.22%, recovery factor was, oh, let me see if I've got it again. Um, where is it? Let me just log back in. History. Uh, okay, custom report. No, create a trade report. Okay, profit factor 1.85, sharp ratio 0.18, recovery factor 2.26, max drawdown 3.33%, deposit load, max deposit load 3.46, average hold time 21 minutes. Monday profitable, Tuesday profitable, Wednesday profitable, Thursday not profitable, Friday profitable, and Thursday is not. Thursday, yeah, it's not a good day. Manual trading slightly profitable. Using magic keys or trade assistant very profitable. Uh, okay, so all symbols profitable: gold, DAX, and Nasdaq. But profit factor is ridiculous on the Nasdaq. I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to have a look. But the profit factor is huge on the Nasdaq. Probably because I don't do as many trades. Yeah, but as they say, gold trader shoulda, coulda, woulda. The main thing is you got money in the account. I'd rather have money in the account than going, I wish I'd left one open, or I wish I'd have closed one. Yeah. No one can take that money out of your account now. It's in, it's banked, it's done. Oscar, good morning, sir. How are you? Now I'm out of the game. Pathetic. If you say so, I'd rather have money in the bank. You could watch it in the next 2 hours and gold could be at 41.50. And then all of a sudden you've made the right decision. Morning, Andy. How are you? Well, it's a bit of a flat morning. A bit of a flat morning. Not really seeing much happen. Yeah, I'll stay until maybe 7:30, 7:45. On TradingView, I have an option for stop and stop limit. What is the difference? Is this trade over? So it'd be a buy stop, okay? It would be a buy stop, not a stop limit. So limit orders mean, so for example, my buy stop means that price is above, current price is below where I want to buy. So it means that price has to turn around, push up, get to my entry price, trigger me in, and then keep going. So that'd be a buy stop. Okay. A limit order can either be your target price or it can be a buy limit, would mean you want price to drop down to trigger your entry price for you then to turn around and get your limit order as a target. Okay. So you got a few different scenarios. If you're putting an order in, there's three different types of orders when you're buying or selling. That's market price, limit price, and stop price. The stop price means you want it to go in the direction of the trade. Your order is if you're buying above current market price, and a sell stop is your order is below current market price. Mm, So yeah, we're just sitting tight, guys. There's boring session so far. DAX is doing nothing. Gold's doing nothing. We we can't make it move, that's for sure. Mm, Okay, so I'm going to leave it in for this one. Gift setup, inside candle, pausing momentum. If we break the highs, we'll just bring our stop loss from. So if this candle stays as it is and we break the highs and get triggered, I will bring my stop loss from here underneath this candle. But until we get triggered, it stays where it is because we don't know where the low of the trigger candle is yet. So as soon as, yeah, just under 42.30, 29.70. So just waiting for this candle now. If we push up, like I say, as soon as it pushes up, if we get triggered, I'll bring my stop loss underneath the low of the black bearish candle. Extended target is like 38.50. I'll scale out at 20 points. Cheers, gold trader. Good morning, Jazz. How are we doing? Yeah, I'm just leaving the order in, guys. There's nothing for me to do at the minute, so I'm just replying to an email while I'm waiting for the market to. Because do you think it's going to go up more? Well, Jazz, good morning. Yeah, look, based on my rules, I am prepared to take a buy. So effectively, this candle has broken out of structure. This candle's created a bottom wick, and we're looking for price to now push up and take out those highs. If it takes out those highs, we have a pending 20 pip first target here, which will close half the position and move stop loss to break even. So if we break the highs, I'll take the trade. If this candle closes bearish and breaks that low, I'll cancel the order. So yeah, it's just a waiting game. So one thing I don't do is I don't chase the market. Now that we've potentially got setup coming on DAX as well. If we get a close above, okay, so if this candle in 11 minutes closes above that black line, which is 23,935, if we close above there, I'll look for the same setup, meaning we need a close above, next candle to wick down, I'll buy the highs. Thanks for the follow, Jazz. Thanks for the follow, Jay. I'm new to trading. I'm currently on a demo account. Can I ask why do I invest $300 but only gain $30? Right, okay, which platform are you using? And the investment amount, I think you'll find most of that is margin that's used. Capital.com. Okay, so I don't know them. Um, but for example, what lot size are you using? 705. Now, the DAX has been a bit jumpy the last few weeks, meaning it sets off in one direction in the morning and then, oh, you bitch. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I was contemplating momentum order above there, and it just had to prove me wrong on the basis that the last few weeks the DAX has broke one way in the morning, and then it's flipped, reversed the opposite way, and then it's gone again. So we'll see if it does the same thing, which is why I was going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. If we're above this level and we close above this level, it's going to pave the way for some nice clear space above based on daily levels. So if we just look at the daily levels, we're above these wicks here. So if we can stay above there, next zone based off the daily is a good 172 points away. So we've got loads of space. So I'm not going to be greedy. We're just going to see if price does hold above that level. So we'll come back to this in 9 minutes. How much money do I normally put into trades? 50 lots on Nasdaq and DAX and 5 lots on gold. So the amount of margin that is used will be dependent on the leverage that you have with your broker and where your broker is based. So you're not investing that amount that you see. So it all comes down to different requirements. Margin is a different calculation to what you're actually investing. So, for example, uh, look, this trade here, gold. So my initial stop right now is $11. Okay. So at 5 lots, that's basically $5,500. So if I put my cursor over there, you'll see. Sorry, I'm not using my mouse pad. That's why it's all jittery. $5,675 because it's slightly over 11 pips. Now, if so, there's my entry. If I then move my stop to here, which is 61 pips, you'll see that it's going to go to 3,000 and $3,050. So look, if I move that there, and then $3,100. Okay, so the point of that is I know how much I'm risking on pip movement based based on using a fixed lot size and having a dollar based account. If the amount of margin that's being used is completely different. So if you put what you're risking is the amount that you see over when you hold your stop loss. So if you're putting one lot on and you're risking $10, you're risking $1,000, but your margin will be much more of that. Yeah, look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, Peanut. Does that make sense, Jazz? If you want to see a calculation for margin requirements, you just need to have a look at your broker, your leverage, and then you can be able to work it out from there. Andy, morning. Got buy stopping on gold above the 30-minute highs. Pleasure, mate. This is what we're here for, to make everyone's journey a little bit more simple, to put some structure into it. And we're about to get triggered. There we are, we're triggered. So TP1 has been set now. So where you see these orange numbers, this is negative. I'm now in a losing position. So I'm losing 2 pips, 1 pip. When it turns blue, that means I'm in positive. Okay, so Brought stop up a little bit now just to reduce risk. Now, trade management, if I see 15 pips, that means this has to get to 150. I'm just going to move my stop loss to break even. I do that by hitting this yellow button over here that says stop loss at entry. So as soon as I see a blue 150, I'm just going to hit the stop loss at entry, and that means we can't lose anything. So we're currently in negative 17 pips at the minute. The joys. Where are these gold buyers? Well, we'll see how this one pans out. Remember, as soon as it breaks the low now, because we've broken the high, just push that up underneath the low of this bullish candle. Once you've broken the high of these two candles, in theory, we then shouldn't break our own low. If we do, that's an outside candle form, reversal candle. Don't want to be in the market. Why didn't you invest at 42.04? I did yesterday, but today's a new day. Well, I didn't invest at 42.04. Where did we buy yesterday on live stream? We bought here. This this one here. Made 30 pips there, and that was me done. This candle here. So as it broke through this zone here, In fact, it was here, sorry. This market movement here. That was the news, and then we got it. I will take 2 to 5 trades a day, depending on, well, it could be zero trades, but it's not. I've not had a day where I've not traded, unless I've not been at the screens for a while. Okay, so I would generally, I don't hold trades. I won't buy down here and let it run for days. Yeah, my average hold time is 21 minutes. So basically right now I'm about 800, $900 down. That's floating P&L, $1,000 now. Every 100, where you see 100, that's 500. Yogi, I bought as it broke these highs. So I'm in negative. So look, it's up to you how you want to do it. My rules were price broke structure. We've had a pullback. We'll buy the highs. And hopefully, pre-market momentum, cash coming in, will push through the highs and run onto our first TPs. We didn't quite get to 15 pips. We got to about 9 pips. Um, if we got to 15 pips, I'd have moved my stop to break even. So I'll always explain why I'm doing something, and then over time, you guys can look and you say, right, okay, that makes sense, that doesn't make sense. I wouldn't do that because of X, Y, Z. You formulate your own rules, your own systems, and then you'll become the trader that you want to be. But I'll explain exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. And as you can see by the stats, I win and I lose and I have break evens. I do it all live in front of you, so it's transparency. It's not oh, I'm fudging these results to do this or that. Everyone that comes in sees me at 1 o'clock most days. They'll see me win, they'll see me lose, and they'll see me have break evens. Yeah, listen, we're gonna learn every day will be a lesson from good trades, bad trades. I had a losing trade yesterday morning, right? And I was doing a mentoring session with one of my clients before the live stream for members. And when we reviewed the trade afterwards, I shouldn't have even taken the trade because one of my rules is the market has to drop before I buy or it has to rally before I sell. And this one, I didn't let it push up first, create a top wick. So that was silly. The next silly part was the candle closed bullish when I was selling, and I didn't close half of it down. While I was in the coaching session, I was looking at a different. We were we were moving around the time frames, and we forgot to manage the trade according to the rules. So there was two. I made two fatal flaws yesterday. And, you know, you you can have a process and you can ingrain it as much as you want. I don't know, I guess it's like driving a car. You learn how to drive a car. You know the process, but sometimes just bad habits will kick in here and there, or you could be tired and not thinking, or whatever. Some mistakes happen, and yesterday I made two mistakes. One, the trade should never have been in the first place, and the second mistake was how I managed it, which you know it's you get distracted talking about something else, and that's the downside when sometimes you're managing a trade. If you are teaching, you can go onto a different topic while you're teaching, and next thing you know, when you review the trade afterwards, you go, hold on a second, but that candle closed bullish. My rule is if I'm so for example, let's say we're in this trade now, closes like this, I've got nothing to do. But let's say then the next candle pushes up, doesn't quite take the high, and then it comes down, doesn't get me stopped out, but then closes a bearish candle. I have to close half the position. That's my rules. And I didn't do that yesterday. So, hey, Pierre, yeah, let's get the win. Let's hope so, mate. It's a bit flat. Not a lot is happening. Have you got stopped out? If no, where is your stop? No, not stopped out. I'm only $1.50 offside. Stop now is at 42.24. Thanks for the follow, Yogi. Let's see if we can. So, for those of you that are relatively new to trading, um, I've got a free Telegram channel um, that you might find beneficial. I'll just send you the link in the chat. See if it allows me to send it. I know sometimes it blocks the links. The next hourly will push either way, up or down. Fresh orders coming into the market. I mean, yep. What time is it for me? 7:23. Yeah, just yeah. I mean, look, you have to remember average hold time. Sometimes I've been in trades for an hour, 2 hours. Sometimes it's literally seconds hitting that first TP. Um, so yeah, this is going to be longer than the 21 minutes. Now, this little tool over here. So my members use something called Trade Assistant. I use Magic Keys. They're all very, very similar, same back end. It's a great management tool. Some members use something called Dane's Trades. Again, very, very similar. It's a great way to manage your trades because you can basically scale out and get stops to break even in an instant. If you try and do that function yourself manually, no chance. And if I was to share stats based on manual trading, or this is categorized as robot or EA, the difference is night and day. The profitability by using the software is unreal because the success rate in my systems are that we we can be wrong with the direction, but we can get that first move. So for example, let's say this now, let's say it runs at 20 points or it goes 15, automatically my stop's going to go to break even, and then I might get stopped out. If it goes to 20, it'll bank half, and then I get stopped out maybe at break even on the second part. Without the software, I might get to 20, I might bank half, but then it might just reverse and take me out for a full stop, and I lose more on the second position than I'd banked on the first. So if you are day trading and you like to scale out and move stops to break even quickly, then using some kind of trade management software will massively, massively improve your performance. Buy and hold, you will thank me. Ali dollars. Okay. Um, I've bought, but I won't hold just because you say so. But I have my rules, and regardless of what anyone says, I do what I do. No emotions. I win, I lose, I break even. What do you think I can do to get better mental and not leave the trades halfway with half profit? Look, it's not about what can you do better. Yeah, it's like going to the gym, right? You pick up heavier weights based on the more time you spend in the gym and the more weights you push. So if you want to get better applying yourself in the market, you just have to do it more consistently. And naturally you will improve. Y- Your mental resilience will get better. But let me just mute some of these messages coming through to me. Where is it? So yeah, uh, you'll build up a, a stronger tolerance level. The idea is to become emotionless to trading. When you're trading based on fear and greed, you're going to do stupid things. You might as well go to the casino. You've got better odds. This is a slow burn of a trade. I don't like it when it's this slow. All right, we've got a new candle opening in 1 minute. So I am gonna, let's see what time we got. 25 seconds. So before the half hour candle opens, I will close half. We get back to 10 pips, I'm going to close half. There we go. All right, I just closed half and I'm going to move stops to break even. Okay, so I just banked $250 and move stops to break even because the next 30-minute candle is probably going to wick down. Now, whether it comes all the way down and breaks the high, there you go. I'm out. I don't care. That's profit. It could break the highs, but we could also, I didn't want a new candle to open and then come back into negative. So only a small win this morning, but I'll settle for that. I'm not liking the market. It's too flat. So So there you go, $245 banked, only trade this morning. $33 in commissions. Now, this is what on the basis, when you see new candles about to open, if the market's going to pop higher, right? If the market's going to pop higher, which it might, it will usually have to move down to grab liquidity. So what I was saying is when the market, we got 10 pips in profit, I'm happy to put another order in now above the highs. Okay, and look for that. Okay, but because it was a new candle that was opening, are we going to reverse on the open? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but what I can tell you is as we broke the highs, probability is before we break the next highs, the market's going to wick down, which it did. Now, if it does break these highs, we've had a big move lower to grab liquidity, and if we push through that, we should run on and hit partial TPs. So again, I'm going to do the same thing, 20 pips. It it doesn't need to make sense to you, gold trader. Like your system doesn't make sense to me. It's I end up with my stats, you end up with your stats. I'm not trying to I don't like what was going to happen, so I kill the trade early. I take money off the table, and if it goes in my favor, I'll re-enter. Yeah. Other days I'll get 100 points out of it. Other days I'll get 40 points out of it. Other days I'll lose 50 points. You know, I'm not trying to sell you my system. I'm just trying to tell you what I do, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it is what it is. I'll never get blown out the water trading like this. I'll also never make huge trades. I'm not trying to make huge trades, but I can take 2 to 4 trades a day and take nice profit. Now I'd be sitting in 30-point loss, and it may still go higher. I just don't like to be in negative. I'd rather close the trade and give it another opportunity when it makes new highs. It's just a style of trading. I know you have your fixed buys and sells either side of the market, straddling it. It's, it's not something I do. I know other traders that do that, but it doesn't sit well with me. But again, you make money your way, I do it my way. It's horses for courses, as they say. I'm more of a Ascot sprint, and you're more of a Grand National. You're looking at the longer moves, so there has to be different dynamics. There has to be different. You can't have a sprinter going out the block steady. Maybe have a look at your average hold time, gold trader. I bet it's significantly longer than mine because you'll let your trades run, and that'll be if it goes against you or if it goes in profit. Let's just update the stats. So yeah, it, it's a small win, but it's a win. I'll take it. I'll take small wins, big wins. So you hold for less time but put more money on the line. Yeah, in theory, I get more bang for my buck. But if a trade goes against me quickly, then I can take a big loss. So that's why I need to actively manage my trade quickly. So if I was to look at risk, I'll probably have uh, initial outlay. If I've got a big candle, can be about 2.5% of the account. But because I manage it, so look, this one here, right? Where was it? Damn it. The initial order was above this high here and was that there. So that candle was $11. So I was risking initially on the place of the order was 5.5 grand. By the time it triggered, I move it to here and literally as it triggered, and then I was risking 3,000. So I basically reduced my risk from 2 and a bit% to 1 and a bit% the second it triggered. So there's no point me doing a percentage um, variable lot sizing because if this candle had been even smaller, it would have been 2,000. So then all I'm doing the second the candle triggers is I'm cutting my nose off to spite my face because I'm changing the lot size as soon as it, and I can't then re-add into it. That's why I trade at a fixed lot size. If I saw a market trading 419, I waited for it to go to 4230 and bought, would be fired. Well, that, that's the difference with working for people, I guess. I work for myself. It doesn't matter where you work, mate. At the end of the day, you're working for people and they're giving you rules. I give myself my rules, which I explain here. And you know, I've been trained by different traders from different institutions, and they all had different ways of trading, all systematical. One from Nomura, one from Fidelity. So it's and they had very, very different ways of trading, but systematic. Yeah. So it's just because you would get fired for that doesn't mean that they would get fired for it. Whereabouts are you trading in the City of London? Which banks or which institution? Oh, retired. Okay. Oh yeah, you were saying your sons are now trading, right? You got two sons that are trading, is that right? Hi, Shelley. Foreign FX, good morning. It's in the blood there, gold trader. It's in the blood. The genes have been passed on. Well, I'd like it if my little princess would be a trader. She can travel anywhere, do anything she wants. Then three payouts on Wednesday. Lovely. Yeah, just remember, guys. Speaking about payouts, I forgot to say it this morning. The firm you can see Instant FX Capital that's going across there. They're doing a 20% discount on instant funding. In fact, they only do instant funding anyway. Their cyber offer ends. There's no code, there's no nothing like that, so there's no affiliation. You just go on their website, click in, uh, apply, and one of the team there will contact you. So on any of the accounts, um, it's a 20% discount. Today's the final day. Mm, let's have a look at the DAX. What's going on with the DAX? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so short and sharp this morning. Nothing really. Um, I'll stick on for another 4 minutes and then I'm going to head off and get my little one ready for school. Yeah, okay, I'm going to cancel this order now. Done. I'm out. Okay, so live stream today, just one trade, one win, only a little win, nothing spectacular, but it it adds to the balance, right? It adds to the balance. H1's starting to look a little bit exhausted. It is in that area. We'll see how this candle closes. If we break back below, if you get a close below here, guys, get a close below that, we can look to, there's 40 points of range. 30-minute, there's the higher time frame definitely gives you a little bit more clarity. So if you've got a close below here, you've got $20. So if we do get a close back below this level, we'll look to potentially go short. The sellers are at 42.30 to trap the buyers. Yeah, potentially. We get a close below here. That's it. All I look at is the rules, and if we get a close below, next candle to wick up. So in 2 minutes, if we close below, do you remember right now where we are here? Buyers could come back in, sellers could come in. We don't know. That's why I always wait for the candles to give me the information that I want. Uh, so yeah, we have new structure form now. So in theory, I'll be looking at buys above here, sells below here. I have to have a close above or close below. Amanda, good morning. Dabula, good morning. Yeah, we won't be on for much longer. Um, DAX is off radars right now, even though um, we're at an interesting daily level. I'm just going to wait for the next move. Okay. Now, I don't trade momentum entries in the morning on gold. So the fact that this has broken the low initially, I won't be trading it. Yeah, so uh yeah, free Telegram channel guys. Uh post some charts in there, potential setups, a little bit of major news for the day that will uh create some volatility potentially on the markets of interest. Amazing Erlinder. Thanks for the follow. Uh yeah, so like I say, as soon as a market, if I was looking at selling this and it broke the lows initially without creating a top wick, I'm not interested. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so guys, uh, no, I don't look at anything like fair value gaps, ICT, smart money concepts, order flows, order blocks. Not my style of trading. All I look at is the price action, and that's it. Nice and simple, nice clean charts. I hate stuff all over the charts. Jenish, good morning. So yeah, like I say, guys, I need to go in about 5 minutes. But yeah, if I was going to look for another, um, if I was going to look for another opportunity, I'd either be a buyer above 42.30 on a close above, or a seller on a close below 42.24. So need a close above or close below, then the opposite style, wick up or wick down to take the sell or the buy. If you've got any questions, let me know. Um, so effectively, wait for a candle to close above, next candle to wick down. As it wicks down, buy the break of the high. Yeah, David, Telegram, this is my free channel. Or you can just message me at MarkOwenConcepts. Can we do this at any resistance or support? Um, no, look, you can, but I wouldn't. I do it where I see clear candle space. So I want to see big body candles like this one. Because if you've got little candles like this and wicks above and wicks below, you're just trading into traffic. I avoid traffic at all times. Just imagine you're driving your car and you want to get from A to B. Do you want to drive in rush hour? Sometimes you've got no choice. Or would you rather drive when you can just drive without traffic on the road? So the easiest way to describe resistance and support for me is sell a candle followed by a buy candle. That's support. Sell a candle, buy a candle, support formed. Resistance, buy a candle followed by a seller candle, resistance formed. Then I just look for the next level of resistance, whether it's above or below. Like I say, nice and simple. Don't need stress free, don't need to be a rocket scientist for the way I look at the markets. I just need to be disciplined. Look when candles are closing, know when volume's coming in, know how the markets move in terms of candle formation. So if you look, this market here has predominantly been going up. Look at each candle. Yes, you're going to get bearish candles in there. But each candle has predominantly created a bottom wick before going higher, 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 bottom wick before going higher. And that's it. Cashed out for $30. Well done, Jess. So when it goes lower, you'll see creates a top wick before going lower, creates a top wick before going lower. So if you use those principles when you look at a candle and you know there's only four different candles that can be formed, up range, down range, inside, outside, then you combine it with price action, the probability of success is good. Um, uh, if this closes below, would your TP be at that wick? No, so if this closes below, then you get a wick up. I'd look to potentially sell the low of this candle. First TP in this, because it's against market trend, would be 20 pips. The reason I had 20 pips on the buy this morning is because the market had already moved a substantial way and was at some structure. So I was being a bit more aggressive with my TPs. Yeah. Okay, guys, I really need to go now and get my little one ready. Okay. So, um, but yeah, watch this one. I won't be taking it because I'm going to be doing school run. Okay. Has to trade or close? What? You on at one? Yeah, I'll be here at one. All right, guys, take care. Have a good morning. Bye bye.